Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to see for this one. There's gonna be, they have to use the IR, right? And they have to do a melting point, and then it's going to be, it's essentially, it's a sodium borohydride reduction. They're going to take camphor, they're going to reduce it with sodium borohydride, and then they're going to isolate it. So it's, I forget, it's even a small scale. It's a 200 milligram. And the camphor they're going to have from, wait a minute. I'm drawing the DIBAL product here. So they have this, right? And they're just going to use sodium borohydride and methanol. And they're going to get, whoops. It doesn't erase really good. No, that's not the glassware. This is the glassware they do.
Now they have this glassware in their bins?
In their kits, yep. They have, even this is not correct. This is only part of the stuff they need. It's on the slide. Basically what they need is the round bottom flask, the stir bar, the Clasian head, but that's all
Round bottom flask, stir bar, and Clasian head.
And
goes in the oven.
So it goes in the oven, plus the 25 mil Erlenmeyer. This is for next week, but the stuff is in here for the Grignard reaction, the syringes and all the rest of the stuff they need. But I can show you that next week. But yeah, otherwise it's really straightforward. This is a very easy reaction. One of the reasons I want to get rid of it is it just doesn't show us anything. The only thing we might try to do.
You can do an NMR with this because And I looked at the instructions for this, and I'm willing. I think maybe Carolyn might be willing to. Poor thing has helped me out so much. Maybe she might be willing to run an NMR because she could distinguish the Borenol and the isoborenol.
She hasn't done it yet. I have to show her.
It's very good. Yeah. This machine is really fast, so maybe, and the students really like her. And Carolyn can learn the NMR very briefly.
The one thing that is that this is going to be very visible.
Yeah, and when we look at. They can look at the concept of connectivity, and if you can explain in lecture about COSI and TROSI, how you could subtract the two spectrum.
Well, we don't do I don't even know if we do that on that one. I
think so.
Yeah, but it takes
it's going to be weak.
Time.
Oh, time.
Right, because it's only 60 megahertz, so we'd need a lot of sample, and we don't go into that much detail. But what they could do is they could analyze it just by looking for the presence of this proton. You know, it'd be nice to do it. It would be nice to do a C13, but again, at 60 megahertz, it's going to take us. It would need a ton of time to run a 60 megahertz spectrum.
Well, they have the spectrum on the web. It's called Borenol, and D and the L, and they know what Dextro and Levo.
Yeah, I mean, we could give them the two.
Exactly.
We could download the carbons and then maybe run the proton for them. But but for now we just use the IR and the melting.
Or I was thinking maybe they could save the solid. And we could run them because at Hunter, they have an NMR person and maybe we could just save some of the group solid.
Yeah, hydride is going to be delivered from underneath, and basically they want IR and melting point of this. And so what I would do is I would do the IR of camphor for them, and then either email it to them or post it up here or do something like that, and then. That way, and tell them to compare, because one of the things a lot of them never do is they don't say, oh yeah, the starting material has a ketone at, like 1700, and this is going to have a broad peak at 3400 reciprocal centimeters, right? They never point that out. They'll just say, oh, my product was at 3400. Well, where was your starting material? How do you know it was what it was? So that's why I give them this and then have them compare the two. But that's it. This is a really easy one. The only thing you need to do is you have to, the last slide on that, next week they're doing the Grignard reaction, and they need to put the glassware for the Grignard reaction in the oven, because we have to dry it, otherwise the Grignard's not going to work. I actually put somebody left the glassware. Yes, they did. No, this isn't even on.